Hey everybody, Justin Wright, the Mindset Coach here for Q&A episode 2. Today I want to talk about change, and specifically I want to answer a question about how we get more comfortable dealing with change as things in our lives are constantly changing. And there are a couple key points to remember here. And the first thing that I want to start with is a quote by the Greek philosopher Heraclitus. And this quote you may have heard before, but it is, "No man enters the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man." And I think that this is a great summary of change in our lives, and a point that many clients and individuals I speak with don't understand is that there's no such thing as staying steady or the status quo or staying where you are in space. And I think that there's this belief or this philosophy that if you just stay the course and keep doing what you're doing every day, then you're just going to stay even keel and you'll be able to live your life. And I also believe that there is a tendency, or something that's promoted in our culture, is this average or this median effort. You know, don't work too hard, don't work too little, keep your head down, don't make waves, go about your business and live your life. The issue with this kind of non-disruptive philosophy is that the world around us is constantly in a state of flux. Things are always changing. Just like the river that Heraclitus described, there is no way that life just stays the same. And once people come to that realization, I think it makes change a little bit less scary, because no matter what you do, you can't avoid it. It's going to happen anyways. The world around you is going to change constantly, despite your best efforts to keep things the same. And so if you understand that position, if you understand that component, it makes it a little bit easier to deal with those changes. If fixing people's phobias were as simple as me saying, you shouldn't be afraid of this because it's going to happen anyways, then my life would be a lot easier, and I could probably make a substantial amount of money as a psychiatrist selling quick fixes and cures. But unfortunately, phobias and fears are a little more deep-seated than that. And so the next step in understanding why you're afraid of change is writing out what it is that you're actually afraid of. What is it about change that scares you? Is it just the fact that what you're doing right now is going to be different, and maybe that process is a little bit uncomfortable? Or is there a deeper issue underlying that fear of change? If you enjoy the way things are right now and you don't want things to be different, why is that? What reasons are there for that? And so my second exercise for you would be to write down or make a list when you're facing a big change, or when you're facing something that you know is going to be different. And write down a list of things that you're looking forward to and things that you're not looking forward to. Pros and cons, if you will, or things that you're happy about and things that you're afraid of. And I want you to start to pick apart that list of fears and try to get a better understanding of what it is that you're actually afraid of with this change happening. A lot of times, once you actually write it out and you look at it and you analyze that list, you'll realize that some of those fears are not very well founded, and there's not really a reason to be afraid of those things. It's just that you might be a little bit timid about things being different in the future. No matter what we do, the world around us is constantly changing. And aside from that, a lot of times our fears about that change aren't necessarily well founded. Understand what it is that you're actually afraid of when you're looking at a situation changing in the future. Sometimes there's just a nervousness that comes from things being different. You get that feeling in the pit of your stomach. But what I want you to do moving forward is I want you to correlate that nervousness with excitement. That feeling in the pit of your stomach isn't necessarily you being nervous, because nerves don't just come from negativity. Nerves also come from positive experiences. Every top athlete in any sport gets the same feeling in the pit of their stomach before they go out and have a big performance. It doesn't mean that they're afraid to go out there. It doesn't mean that it's a negative thing and that those nerves are negative. What it means is that their senses are heightened, their awareness is heightened, and they're excited about that opportunity. So next time you're dealing with fear of change, once you understand that the world around you is going to change no matter what, once you get a better understanding of the list of reasons why you're potentially afraid, I want you to, at the end of the day, understand that those nerves you're feeling are positive nerves, and it just means that you're excited for what's going to come in your life. So next time we're going to talk a little bit about how to stay motivated during those times when motivation may be fading or may be fickle. Generally speaking, people get very determined early on when they start a new project, and after a little bit of time, it becomes harder to stay motivated. And so we're going to talk about what to do in those instances when that motivation starts to fade. If you're interested about more of these topics, please check out my podcast. The link to all that stuff is right below in the description to this video. Follow me on Instagram and feel free to comment with any questions or feedback that you have. Until next time, guys, have a great rest of your day.